안녕. Hi everyone. This is, you know who I am, right? So I will skip this part. Okay, so today I'm gonna talk about one of the most difficult thing in Korean language. Guess what? Well, I will ask you something, one question. So, 부송, oh, so adorable doggy. Okay, 부송, want to talk? A is busy. Uh-huh. Then how to say A is busy in Korean? Well, since I didn't give you any context, so you will probably say A가 바빠요, right? However, that's okay. I mean, that's great answer, just general answer. But A is busy in Korean um, can be different depending on the context. Like A가 바빠. A가 바쁩니다. A께서 바쁘세요. A께서 바쁘십니다. A께서 바쁘셔. Like this. Huh. When to use what? Well, depending on the context, this can be translated in this differently, so it has many variations. And it's all about honorific. Okay, well, I've seen many students struggling with honorific. So also, I hate honorific, especially when I'm grading, correcting all the mistakes with honorific isn't fun. So the thing is, well, you've learned honorific, like, okay, subject honorific, you have to use subject particle as 께서, 께서는, and you have to use 의식 to the predicate, and well, there will be many endings like differential style, polite endings, and intimate endings. So if I ask the student what is honorific subject particle, they will answer correctly. Okay, professor, yes, it's 께서 or 께서는. And what is differential style? Professor, it's 씁니다 or 씁니까, like this. But the thing is, they don't know when to use it, when to use them. That is the problem. So today, I will help you organize when to use the honorifics which you've learned already. Okay, then why wait? Let's move on to next slide. So, Korean honorific can be categorized into three types. 주체 높임법, 객체 높임법, 상대 높임법. And today we will go over 주체 높임법, the subject honorific, and 상대 높임법, the listener honorific. So subject honorific and listener honorific. Okay, then what is subject honorific? Well, it's about whom you talk about, which means the subject of the sentence or agent of behavior, agent of the predicate in the sentence. So let's say you're talking about your younger sibling, 동생. So the younger sibling will be the subject of the sentence, the agent of the predicate, and you may talk about your parents. So, okay, you know when you use honorific? Well, when the person is older than you, or even though they're biologically younger than you, but if they have higher social status or anyone you want to show your respect, you will use honorific, right? Okay, so parents are generally the one, I mean, not generally, always the one who are older than you, and generally you will show your respect, right? So, when you talk about your younger siblings, you don't use honorific, because they're younger than you, right? And so, let's say A is busy, so my younger sibling is busy. How to say that in Korean? 동생이 바쁘다. However, when the subject is your parent, so speaker is younger than the subject, right? So you have to use subject honorific. So my parents is busy. My parents are busy. 부모님, then what is subject honorific first? Well, subject honorific, there are two types. So subject particle. So particle isn't 은는 이가, but 이가 for 깨서 and 깨서는 for 은는. And also you have to add suffix 의시 to the predicate. So 동생이 바쁘다. You change the subject as parent. 부모님께서, so honorific subject particle and 바쁘시다. So honorific suffix 바쁘시다. And some will wonder, why do you finish the sentence with 다? Well, that's used in written language, 문어체, literary style. But in colloquial, you don't say, 내 동생이 바쁘다. You don't say it like this, right? You will probably say, 동생이 바빠요. 동생이 바빠, like this. Or 동생이 바쁩니다, like this. Then so it means there are a lot of endings. And these endings is listener honorific. Okay, then let's move on to listener honorific. What is listener honorific? It's about whom you talk to. So it's about the listener. So you may talk to your parents, or you may talk to your younger sibling, your 동생. So when the listener is older than you, you will have to use listener honorific. Then what endings is listener honorific? Differential endings and polite endings. Then which ending is just casual one? Intimate endings. Okay, so what is differential endings? 습니다, or in statement, 습니까? In question. And polite endings, 아요, 어요. And intimate endings, 아, 어. So you choose the endings depending on whom you talk to. So if you talk to the people who are older than you, you will use differential endings or polite endings. And when the listener is younger or same age or anyone close with you, you will use intimate endings. Okay, then what's the difference from differential endings and polite endings? So you're just talk to your parents, but you can use two different types. Well, differential endings, this is more formal one. So you use it like in more formal situation, like news broadcasting, or like when you give presentation, or well, any situation. And if you want to be more formal, I mean, just it's like one-by-one conversation, but you can use differential endings to be more formal. And polite endings, it's informal one. However, still, even if you want to speak informally, but the listener is older than you, you use polite endings. And when the listener is younger one, you will use intimate endings. Then you may wonder, well, what if the listener is younger than me? However, I'd like to be formal. Well, there is another endings for the case. However, in these days, we don't use it a lot. You can see that, I mean, not see, but you can listen. Well, you can listen that in Korean historical TV shows, like in history drama, people will talk differently. Like fi and fi in English, we use oldish Korean, and like 자네는 신촌 가서 먹게, or 우리 술 한잔 합세, like this. But we don't use it anymore. I mean, some old people use it still, but yeah, mostly we use only differential, polite, and intimate endings. So in here, we'll see just these three endings. So, okay, differential endings. However, even if the listener is the same one, your parents, 부모님, but you have to use subject honorific depending on the subject. So, like this. So, my friend is busy. So, your parents ask you, oh, who is busy? Oh, mom, my friend is busy. 친구가 바쁩니다. As you see, you use differential ending in here. Even if the subject, your friend, is not the older than you, not the one who is older than you still have to use differential endings because the listener is older than you. 친구가 바쁩니다. However, when the subject of the sentence is older one than the speaker, so yourself, like this. 교수님께서 바쁘십니다. So you have to use subject honorific. So subject honorific particle께서 and you have to use subject suffix 으시 and then 습니다. So 바쁘십니다. It's same with polite ending. 친구가 바빠요. However, when the subject is the professor, 교수님께서 바쁘세요. Like this. And when you talk to your younger sibling, you will use intimate endings like 친구가 바빠. Or when the subject is 교수님, even if the listener is younger than you, well, listener doesn't matter with subject honorific. So when the subject is older than you will have to use it. So 교수님께서 바쁘시 and it comes as 바쁘셔. Like this. Well, and there is one more tricky thing that if you're really close with the listener, like even if they are older than you, in many times you don't use listener honorific. So I'm really close with my parents. Well, my parents are like my best friend. Yeah, bestie. And I mostly use intimate endings when I talk with them. Like, 아빠. 내 친구 걔. 친구가 바빠. 엄마. 우리 교수님 요즘 교수님께서 바쁘셔. Like this. However, even if you're really close with the person, but if the person is the subject of the sentence, you still have to use subject honorific. So I'm really close with my parents, but when I make sentence about my parents, I always use subject honorific like 우리 부모님 요즘 바쁘셔. Like this. 저희 부모님요? 저희 부모님께서는 요즘 바쁘세요. Like this. So, okay. Let's summarize. So, there are two types of honorific because we didn't talk about 객체 높임법. So, two types, subject honorific and listener honorific. Well, subject honorific is used when the subject of the sentence is the one you want to show your respect. And listener honorific is when you talk to a person who is older than you. Okay, and for subject honorific, there is subject particle honorific version and honorific suffix 으시. And listener honorific, it's all about sentence closing endings. And so honorific endings, differential style, and polite endings. And just casual one, intimate endings. Okay, so I just hope it helped you understand when to use certain honorific. Okay, so hope it helped you and see you later. 여러분, 다음에 또 만나요. 안녕.